Hi, you guys. My name is Janetta Prendergast. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life, Love, and Lessons. So, listen, I did a poll on my Instagram asking you guys, all of my followers, all of my subscribers, what would y'all like to hear from me next? What content did y'all want to see from me? And a while back, I used to get on this app called Periscope. Many of you might be familiar with it. And I did a whole entire series on abortion and abortion in the church and how we have so many women who have dealt with abortions. Maybe the decision wasn't theirs. Maybe they were told about the person who got them pregnant, hey, I need you to abort this baby. I have a wife. I can't let my wife find out about this. Maybe he was a pastor, a person in ministry, and he was trying to hide it. Or maybe you as a woman made the conscious decision like, I don't want this baby. I'm in ministry. I'm in the church. I don't want them to ridicule me. I don't want them, to treat me like a black sheep and kick me out. Or it might be, oh, well, I'm already in sin. I'm trying to hide it. So I don't want this to come out. So let me just, do this and get rid of it. Either way, women have been dealing with abortion for many, many, many years. And it's not a topic that's really discussed in church. Many women, like I said, have dealt with it, are dealing with it. I've counseled many women that are like old enough to be my grandmother. Their parents made them, get an abortion because they were raped by a cousin or by a brother or by an uncle. And in a lot of households, especially amongst the African American community, we are taught what happens in this house stays in this house, which I wish that doctrine, I wish that culture in itself could just die, because whatever is happening in here, if it's hurting me, if my silence is killing me, then I need to give it a voice. I need to speak out about this so that I can be free. And so today I had, like I said, I done a poll on my Periscope. I'm sorry, not on my Periscope, you guys. On my Instagram, and people who used to follow me on Periscope asked me, could I revisit it? So I was like, okay, I am a person who has had multiple abortions. No, it was not a medical reason. No, it was not because I was raped. I can tell on myself because I'm free. I am forgiven, and I'm here to be an advocate for women who still struggle with the whole thing of feeling guilty from having the procedure. I done it because I was a person that was in ministry, and I was in leadership, and I was out fornicating. I was not yet married at the time, and I was already doing that right. So in my mind, and the enemy in my mind is like, well, if you just do this, then you can hide it and it won't come out. But how many of you guys know that the devil is a lie? One sin cannot redeem you from another sin. So that was my thought process. If I just do this, then nobody will know. Well, eternally, after I got the procedure done, now I'm feeling condemnation. Now I'm feeling like the Lord would never forgive me. The enemy's telling me now, oh, you're a murderer. You can never go back to the church. God's never going to use you. This sin is unforgivable. You'll never be able to be used by God again. It is a lie. I'm an advocate for women who struggle with forgiving themselves. I tell anybody, abortion is no different from any other sin that we commit. Once we ask God for forgiveness and He truly forgives us, we need to forgive ourselves and not allow the enemy to make us relive our past. If it's under the blood, it's under grace, so you never have to revisit that place again. My prayer is that women who are dealing with abortions, that if you do not find a healthy outlet, I pray that you can get one. I pray that you don't hold on to, what you did and what happened to you, and that you're able to get the help that you need, the counseling that you need to let it go. Do not allow no one to make you feel bad about something that God has forgiven you for. I know when I first began to get delivered from the from me having abortions, I had to constantly pull down strongholds in my mind mentally I had to continue, and emotionally I had to continue to submit myself to the Lord. I had to let go of the shame. I had to let go of the guilt. And I had to realize that it was the past and I was not defined by that one act. Forgive yourself. If someone coerced you and kind of said they made you do it, forgive them. Give them grace, just like God has given us grace. And my prayer is one day that these issues can be talked about in the church. Women, we struggle with a lot of things. We have a lot of issues that we deal with, and I feel like we can't talk about it in the church, not even just abortion, but just when it comes to things about a woman, period. I feel like women are treated a little bit differently than men. I feel like men have a little more grace, have a little bit more freedom. A man can get caught in a sexual act and still be able to minister through songs, through music. They still can preach, whatever the case is. But if a woman does it, we're thrown out the church. We're called whores. We're called, adulterers. Oh, she's a Delilah. She's a Jezebel. She's this, she's that. We're no different from the woman who in the Bible got caught in the act of adultery. And we had this whole crowd of people ready to stone her. But a person cannot commit adultery alone. She had a man there, but no one was trying to stone the man. No one was trying to condemn him. No one was even trying to hold him accountable, but they were yet attacking women. And that time, and it's no different from now. Now it's the same thing with the woman. If we do something as a woman, when we do things, it's often, highlighted more than or magnified more than if a man does it. If a man commits, adultery or fornication, it's like, oh, okay, we fall down, but we get up, right? But if a woman does it, oh, she's a whore, she's this, she that, I know she was no good, I know she was a Jezebel. And I feel like that's a lot of times why women make the decision or the choice, and it's not right, you guys. I'm not an advocate for abortion at all. God has completely delivered me. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm free from it. Nothing can hold me, nothing can bound me to it. But this is why I'm on here speaking about it so candidly. I told you guys, and y'all start following me, I'm going to be having some hard conversations that people don't really want to have, but these things need to be exposed. Again, this is why I feel like women have abortions and do these things in secret, because we are already being prejudged, and even in the church, women are being taught to be wives or training to be wives rather than just being women of God. That's like a thing when you get saved. Oh, now you got to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Now I got to train you to be a wife. Now No, I need relationship with the Lord. That's what I need. I don't need to be worried about no man. I need to be worried about the Lord. And so we have these pressures as women to have on this facade and this image to be this certain type of woman when we're not even seeking God to say, Lord, am I even supposed to be married? But this is what's being brought, pushed off on women. And as much as, we have all these conferences and all these services and all these seminars about women being wives, there's nobody showing a man how to be a husband, how to be a father, how to do this and how to do that. And it's really, I pray that one day we can get to a place to where we can have a middle ground, that men and women can come together and have these hard conversations together in the same space. But the video today is for the woman who's had an abortion or had 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you had. That's not my concern. This video is for you to encourage you that life gets better. You don't have to stay in that place. You don't have to stay there mentally, emotionally, physically. If you have not forgiven yourself, forgive yourself. If you're struggling with the Lord forgiving you, if you've truly repented and asked for forgiveness, He's done it. He's forgiven you. He said a broken spirit and a contrite heart He won't despise. He will not turn away. That's what God desires from His people. And if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, you can definitely talk to me. I would definitely drop my information in the description box below. I will send you my email, my website, where you can get in contact with me. I actually counsel women concerning this matter. I've been doing it for several years now. I didn't know that when I did the the broadcast on Periscope that it would touch so many women. I was just giving my testimony, and after I began to tell people on Periscope the things that I had encountered in ministry, and then the abortion came up, so many people like bombarded my inbox and my DMs, and so I done a private scope to help women with it. Well, now the issue has come back up again, and women are still dealing with the guilt of having an abortion, or the whole thing, psychologically. And I want to talk about it. I want women to be comfortable to talk about, why they made the decision that they made, how it impacted them, or if somebody, like I said, somebody might have coerced them. Abortion is not the way. Even if you failed to sin and fell to adultery or fornication and you got pregnant, I'm not, like I'm saying, I'll keep reiterating, I'm not an advocate for abortion, but there are other alternatives there. You can let the baby be adopted, give it up for adoption, seek help, government assistance, but I do not, I'm not an advocate for it. I am here for you. There are probably other women in your community, women who you probably are friends with, and they're probably dealing with the same thing, but there's such a shame and a taboo about it that women just don't talk about it. Most women that I have encountered have had it, and they just said, oh man, you're like the first person that I know that has openly talked about it, and man, I feel such a relief. I feel like I'm not alone. And you're not alone. I mean, women have had it because medical reasons. Like I said, for me, I was trying to cover up sin because, you're a woman of God. You in the church, you're a leader. You can't be out here doing this. And I shouldn't have been doing it. But hey, I did it. And this was the final result for me committing fornication. This is what I chose to do, to try to hide it. And things can only be under wraps for so long. And if you don't decide to get yourself together, God will expose it. But me, I expose myself because I want to help somebody else. I made the decision, like, God, if I'm really going to live for you, I'm going to live for you. I'm going to do it with my whole heart. And whatever I can do to stop another woman from going through what I went through, that I'm going to do that. I went through hell. Do you hear me? I went through hell to get to a place where I am now, where I'm completely free, where I'm not ashamed, I'm not embarrassed. And I can tell women of God and even men, hey, if you're not married, don't do that. Or if you end up falling to it and you do it, give yourself grace, but you don't have to have an abortion. Have your baby. Because if God permitted for you to get pregnant, there's still purpose in the sin. I might do a part 2 to this video. I really just wanted to do an introduction just to open it up, because like I said, I put a poll on my Instagram asking you guys what type of content y'all wanted to see from me, because I definitely don't want to be making videos about life, love, and lessons, and it's not things that people really want to hear. I have my own ideas, but I'm not making my YouTube channel for me. I'm making it for the people who follow me, for the people who support me, people who's been following me in ministry for years. And this was like one of the most hottest topics. And so I said, okay, well, Lord, if we're there, I'll talk about it again. Whatever you want me to do, whatever you want me to say, I'll do it. So this is probably just going to be an introduction to it. There might possibly be a part 2 if I get a lot of feedback on, if I get comments and questions, and you guys, hit me up, in my DMs or in my email after I drop it in the description box, then I might do a part 2 to this. Many women, young and old, have had abortions, had suffered from them mentally. Some of them have botched procedures and have to deal with that, and in the result they end up being infertile. There's a lot of things to unpack when we talk about abortion. So when a woman tells you she's had an abortion, don't automatically assume the worst. Get to know her story. Get to know your sister's story and find out. Not to say that she was right, but just get to know where she's coming from. Don't judge somebody based on a decision that they made or a mistake that they made. I have learned in life, and I'm grateful for all the experiences that I went through, the good and the bad, because it's put me in a place, in a position to where if somebody comes to me and tells me that they've done something they feel like it's the most horrible thing on earth, I don't judge, because I've done things that I'm not proud of. That I've done things that I said I would never do, and lo and behold, I did it. So I have no room to judge anyone. I'm here to extend grace, to extend love, and to help and support my fellow sister in any way that I can. So you guys, yeah, this is a very, very issue that's very, very close to my heart. And if you have dealt with it and you have not told anyone, do not tell somebody that you know you cannot trust. Please do not, because don't allow somebody to tell your story. Don't allow somebody to tell somebody, oh, well, she did it because of this. If you feel like you can't trust them with something that's that heavy, keep it to yourself until unless God allows you to go to someone or leads you to go to someone, a pastor, a minister, or a leader in your church where you can get proper counseling, or go, to a therapist. But that's not nothing to be taken lightly. Don't just tell it to somebody because you feel like, oh, but this is my friend, I can tell them. It's a very heavy topic. And then a person who really has not dealt with it, they really can't really help you with it, because that's not just a physical act. There are some things that we internalize emotionally when we go through that. I can remember being laying on the table, actually having the procedure done, and I'm sitting there praying to God, asking God, please don't, Lord, please don't kill me on this table. Please don't let me go to hell. I just can't have this baby. I just can't let nobody else know. So there's a lot of things that go on with having an abortion. So again, I know I'm kind of like repeating myself now, but I just have a heart for women, period. I just really love women. For those who have followed me, if you have not followed me, I'm definitely going to drop my social media handles in the description box so that you can follow me. I'm a real person. I've dealt with real life issues. I still deal with real life issues. I don't get everything right. I still make mistakes, but the thing about my mistakes, I capitalize on my mistakes. I learn from them. I grow, and I try to help other people so they won't make the same mistakes that I've made, because some of them have cost me a lot. A lot. Okay, so okay, you guys, thank you guys for joining me. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, so when I upload a video, you'll know that your girl uploaded a video. You can go comment, and thank you guys so much for you guys that have subscribed, that have been rocking with me for years. I took a couple weeks off from uploading videos because many of you don't know, I just had a baby. We're still in the pandemic, so life is happening. But thank you guys so much. Until next time, take care, peace, love, and I'm out.